Ring Racer was an infamous launch coaster at Nurburgring in Germany. This was an S&S air launch coaster that was supposed to open back in 2009, but it was delayed until 2013 due to a series of issues with the launch, and then it opened and operated for a grand total of just 4 days. Fortunately, that was the year I was studying abroad in Frankfurt, Germany, so I could make it there for the ride's opening day. It's my rarest coaster credit to this day. So in this video, I will be one of the few people who can actually review Ring Racer and explain just how the ride experience was. Nurburgring is a 150,000 person capacity motorsports complex in Germany. The place is most famous for its Grand Prix racetrack, which opened in 1984. Nurburgring 2009 was an ambitious project to transform the track into a year-round entertainment center by adding restaurants, museums, casinos, hotels, and for the sake of this review, the world's fastest roller coaster. Ring Racer was intended to launch riders from 0 to 135 miles per hour, or 217 kilometers per hour, in just 2.5 seconds. This would have taken the speed record from King to Cod Six Flags Great Adventure, which had a top speed of 128 miles per hour, or 206 kilometers per hour. This coaster would cost 13 million euros. The coaster originally was going to consist of just the record-breaking launch, and then turn right back around like an oval racetrack. But S&S and lead designer Alan Schilke convinced Nurburgring to add some additional coaster elements. That can be seen with the fancy turnaround before heading back into the complex. S&S is the lone manufacturer to use compressed air launches, and they've used them with great effect thus far. They've used it to achieve the fastest acceleration of any coaster in the world with Do-Dodonpa at Fuji-Q Highland. That coaster accelerates riders to 112 miles per hour, or 180 kilometers per hour, in just 1.6 seconds. It's insane. It feels like you're rammed by a semi-truck. However, Ring Racer's launch was problematic from day one. This led to the ride missing its targeted 2009 opening date. In late 2009, Ring Racer exploded. Sudden and unexpected pressure releases from the pneumatic system sent shockwaves through the area. Major damage was done to both Ring Racer and the surrounding buildings, and worst of all, 7 people were injured. The ride sat closed for 2010 as engineers worked to repair the ride. Then in May of 2011, the launch system again exploded. Thankfully, no one was injured this time. I've seen some theories the issues were related to Nurburgring's high altitude above sea level. The complex sits 600 meters or roughly 2,000 feet above the sea. But I find that hard to believe because Do-Dodonpa of Fuji-Q Highland has an even higher altitude by roughly 40%. It took 2.5 years to repair the damage, but the German TÜV finally signed off on Ring Racer in October of 2013. But there was a major change. Formula Rossa Ferrari World had opened in 2010 with a max speed of 149 miles per hour, or 240 kilometers per hour. This Intamin creation used a hydraulic launch to reach those harrowing speeds. Since Ring Racer would no longer be the world's fastest coaster even at its originally intended speed, combined with those reliability issues, the ride's launch speed was reduced down to 99.4 miles per hour, or 160 kilometers per hour, but that would still make it Europe's fastest coaster. The ride would officially open on Halloween 2013. As mentioned earlier, I was studying abroad in Germany that year. Since I hate candy, there was no reason to go trick-or-treating in the dorms. Since I have no friends, no one invited me to any parties, so I booked a rental car. Last minute, there were no automatic cars available, it was Europe after all, so I had to drive manual for the first time. I started slow, but eventually I was cruising down the Autobahn at speeds exceeding that of Ring Racer. I am faster than any roller coaster. I arrived 3 hours before the ride would open at 2 p.m. I was the first person there, and I anxiously awaited my turn to ride. I would be on the first public train through hell or high water. I'd have bragging rights for all of eternity. That was doubly true because none of us knew the ride would operate for a grand total of 4 days. After the ride closed for the 2013 season, the complex was bought by Capricorn, and they deemed the coaster not financially viable to operate. It has sat SB&O ever since. But back to my lone ride. Each train sat 8 riders total. There were 2 cars, and each car held 4 riders in 2 rows of 2. Then riders were restrained by comfortable lap bars. It's refreshing when a park opens an ultra-intense launch coaster without over-the-shoulder harnesses. Looking at you, Qiddiya. Now, I only rode Ring Racer once. As we made our way towards the launch track, I felt my heart begin to pound. I saw the countdown lights in front of me. I could not wait to feel the launch. My coaster credit was a measly 150 back then, so I was really excited to try something this intense. Then the light turned green, and everything turned orange in front of me. The ride had exploded yet again. I started to cry. At first it was pain. Then they became tears of joy. No one else would ever be able to get the Ring Racer credit after me. There was only one thing left to do.
Better call Saul!
I sued everyone. I'm an American after all, and that's just what we do. That's why we cannot run amusement parks in the US. I got a big enough cash settlement to fund all my world travels afterwards, and I still have plenty left. My ultimate goal is to build a near clone of Falcon's flight. I'll just do the Six Flags thing and make it 1 foot taller, 1 foot longer, and 1 mile per hour faster. Records achieved. If you weren't able to tell, this entire review was a joke. It's April Fool's Day after all. Now, everything I said about this ride's history was 100% factual. However, I was nowhere near Germany in 2013, and needless to say, I was not one of the lucky few who got to ride Ring Racer. So that's a history of Ring Racer at Nurburgring interwoven with a fake and nonsensical personal account. What are your thoughts on Ring Racer? Did you ride this coaster? Make sure to reply after April 1st, so I know you're telling the truth. If you enjoyed this video, I strongly recommend you check out my other ones. They're a bit drier and more honest. This is Canopy Coaster signing off. Toodaloo!